Cheers, welcome to my channel. This is a daily tarot oracle reading, Tattletales from Tales from the Vector. This is a general or collective reading, so just be aware parts may or may not resonate with you. Take what works for you and leave the rest. And also this is a timely reading, meaning if you're watching it at this time, it is the perfect time for you. Having said that, if it's been a while since I posted this, what was going on in your life back then? That could give you further clarity as to your situation now. So we're going to begin with the underlying energy from the bottom of the deck, and we do have the Queen of Swords. So the Queen of Swords is one of four queens in the minor arcana of the tarot. She has been there, done that, and has the t-shirt for a souvenir. She is not wanting to put up with any bullshit. She does have her left hand out, so she is willing to receive good things from the universe, but she's not willing to put up with any bullshit. So if you're going to come towards her, you need to be upright. You need to come in straight. She has her head above the clouds and has clarity and knows what she wants and she knows what she doesn't want. And if you approach her in the wrong way, off with your head. She will not tolerate it. And we have the Page of Pentacles coming in. The page, I'm just going to double check that I have this lined up properly. Yes, okay. The Page of Pentacles represents some information or communication coming in. The pages would work for the king and queen at a young age. They'd begin and they'd work in the palace and learn the ropes. And they would come from the outlying families in the area, the upper class society of people. Or sometimes even they might be distant cousins of the royalty. And they would, run small tasks and be given more responsibility as they matured. Their main job, though, was to deliver communication between the people in the palace. And so each one has their own element, and this page has the element of pentacles. Pentacles in the tarot represent health, wealth, and happiness, and they represent your, your lifestyle, basically. So a big part of that, of course, is money. You need money in this 3D world. Having said that, you could have all the money in the world and still not be living the lifestyle you want. So the pentacles are not just about money and making money. They're about lifestyle. We have Temperance. So Temperance is representing, a lot of people feel this is an earth angel energy. In the Bible, it says that God sends angels down to the earth to even out the unfairness in life, basically, and to make the world a more beautiful place. So this energy of temperance is when you are on that divine path of having a very high level of vibration of like that of an angel, basically, like doing your best to stay on your spiritual path and to be the best version of yourself that you can be. That's what's required. And this is talking about staying on that path of glory, and this person is got her foot in the water, and she is this is the universal pool of water, so she has her right foot in there. She's taking action. She's pouring essence of herself into these containers and then mixing that in with the water, and her left foot is grounded on earth. So this is talking about, look at the beautiful flowers that are already growing where she has her foot placed. And then we have the Three of Pentacles. So the Three of Pentacles represents an energy of you being on your destined path, and you have maybe a special skill set that you have mastered, and people are starting to really notice. So this is really good news. It means that you're in an elevated position. That's what the bench represents. These people have come to look at the beautiful stonework that this stonemason is doing, and they would like to collaborate with him. They have plans here. So this is really great when people are starting to notice how good your work is, and you're being admired for your ability to do what you do. This energy, though, you have to be careful, because quite often this can represent someone who has a special skill set that isn't common. And, you know, quite often that'll be like maybe an actor or an actress in the movie industry, or it could be, you know, someone who's a brilliant musician, or someone who has a beautiful voice in the music industry, an artist. It could be someone who's got a brilliant mind. They're doing research and, you know, on health, and maybe an innovator that is building, you know, projects that are really engineering projects and that kind of energy. So this is like a real, really promising place to be in an elevated position in any of these roles. But you have to be careful who you collaborate with, because quite often history has rampant with people that are really have these brilliant skills, and they undersell themselves, and they end up, the people that they sign up with end up making all the pentacles, and they get breadcrumbed. And also their creativity gets blocked, because now they've signed a contract and they have to do it the way the contract says. And so be really careful if you're in this position, that you look after yourself, that you make sure that you are in a position to be able to call the shots in your life, in your lifestyle. This can sometimes represent like for example, like an athlete that a lot of different teams are wanting to sign up. So an example would be, maybe there's 5 teams that are scouting you, and the one with the most money is in a place where it's cold to live, and you don't like living in the cold. And the one that, you know, there's one in the middle that is of the money field, but it's in a place that's warm, and it's closer to where your family is. Perhaps you have a new family that you just started yourself, and you have young children, and you don't want to have to be flying back and forth. You know, that would be expensive anyway. And so you want to make sure that you also have time to spend with your family, and they want you to work like 60 hours a week, but you only want to work 40. It's really important that you look at at the lifestyle that you're going to have, not just at the money you're going to make. So yeah, just be really careful what contracts you sign. Sometimes this energy can represent secret societies. And the thing is about secret societies, they have a lot of connections, but they have their own way of doing things. And the thing with secret societies is the group is more important than any individual, including your spouse or your children or anyone. You're to put the group first. So that kind of energy, if you don't toe the line with that energy, it can be troublesome. So just make sure that any agreements you get into, that they're in alignment with your goals and in the lifestyle that you want. We have the Lovers here. So the Lovers is talking about a divine partner being sent to you through the universe and God for staying. It's basically a reward. It's always more fun to be with someone that you can enjoy their company, and have both be on your destined path and be on like in that energy. And this cloud in between the two sometimes can represent that this is someone that you have not met yet, or you may have met them but you've never had a relationship with them, an intimate relationship. So it's not like an ex-partner or someone like that. It's someone new coming into your life. And this causes a tower to happen. So why this causes a tower, we're not quite sure yet. Could be you already signed up with these people and this person lives far away or something like that. So this is talking about the tower. The tower, when the tower hits, it's talking about a reality check. So, lightning has struck this tower and there's 2 people falling out. One looks like totally shocked and the other one looks like, oh, I kind of thought this was going to happen. So the universe will be warning you, hey, you might want to take a look at that. At first it's just a whisper, but then, if it continues, then it's the frying pan treatment, whack over the head. You need to pay attention to this. There's something going on here that is important that you pay attention to. But you don't want to listen because you're having fun with your lover and, hey, leave me alone, universe. And then all of a sudden you get the 2x4 and you still don't listen. So then lightning has to strike your castle, basically. So now you're falling out of your castle. It's in flames, and the chance, to be able to have that again, you're going to have to rebuild. So the tower is a reality check that is usually very uncomfortable for everybody concerned, whether it puts you on the right path. It's meant to shake you up so that you get back on your designated path, and that you face the reality of what's happening in your life and move forward in a strong way. And then we have the Page of Cups coming in. So the Page of Cups represents the energy of the cups, and the cups represent love. And this quite often is this romantic love like that you would have with a lover. It doesn't have to be. In this case, it probably is because we have the lovers here. But this is could also be anyone that you love, like your family member, your child, your friend, that kind of energy. Or it could even be something you love to do or something you love to be. Just put it in context with your life, and you'll have an idea of what it is for you. But the page, is like the Page of Pentacles, this page, his element is the cup. And he knows there's plenty of fish in the sea, but he has his eye on this fish. And he is studying this fish, and he wants to get to know this fish better. So this is an energy of someone has their eye on you, or you have your eye on someone. And be this lover. And for whatever reason, this causes a reality check in your life. Maybe you've just been all work and no play, or you just have, or there's something going on here. So we're going to keep going here. Sometimes this card can, in context with this and this, could be there's something fishy going on in your love life. If you already have a lover and you're kind of wondering, like, are they up to something behind my back? And it might have to do with Pentacles, that there could be something there, and you might need to use your discernment here to get clarity on the situation. And then we have, yes, because the truth is coming through. So there's something about this that causes a reality check. So I feel like in this case, it could be that maybe your lover is part of a secret society, and maybe you weren't aware of that. They're more about the energy of the group they belong to, and you're more about your own path, basically. And they're a lover, and now a reality check hits, bang. And it's like, the odds of lightning hitting your tower like this are not that great, about the same as winning the lottery. But this is like looking like it's not like a lottery win. It's more like looking like you need to take a look at this. And so there could be something fishy going on in your love life, and it could be something that smells. And the truth is now coming in, and that's why this energy of discernment is here. This is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help you God, so that you can go. This is like an ace. Like this isn't. Well, it is an ace. It's new energy coming in. That's a reward for you to really move forward in a strong way. A gift of of success once you face the truth, because now the Hierophant is here. And so the Hierophant is representing traditional structure, coming down from the spiritual realm to the physical. For some people, if you're a religious person, this could represent the people at the top of your religion, your church. This could represent like a pope, a cardinal, a bishop, a guru, whatever energy, whatever religion you are in. And then if you're more like a spiritual person, this can actually represent for you God himself, source energy, and that you pray to God to get the answers, and you don't have an intermediary, and go inward and meditate on that then to decide, okay, what is the best answer for me to come to? And then this energy is brought down to earth. And so then the Hierophant makes sure that he puts, people that he has trust that they will do what they're supposed to, and make sure that they get out there and they make this justice happen in the third dimensional world. So this isn't courts of law and that kind of energy. It could represent a judge, he could be a prosecutor, that kind of energy. Supreme Court, it would be someone high up. And then we have, there's a commitment of marriage, or a commitment of marriage, partnership, that kind of energy. It's some sort of commitment coming in. Now, it's sitting on this tower in the fishy. So maybe you already made this commitment with your lover, and they had a prior commitment with the secret society or something. That could be. And so now you're kind of caught in the middle of all of this. And yeah, the Hierophant is here. When the Hierophant comes in, though, it's talking about a blessing in disguise. And this is the beginning of fulfillment. So you might have started to have, like, you thought like, oh, this is the perfect, like, we have the down payment for a castle, and we've got the mortgage payments, we've got the wedding planned, we're about to get married, that kind of energy. But then you find out there's something fishy going on in this relationship that you have. All of this is sort of talking about that. So the Truth comes in, and let's see what happens. We have Strength. I'm picking up this energy, because this is about integrity as well. I'm picking up this energy that someone may have been paid to come into your life, like to make sure that, so that these people, they really, really want you to come work for them, and you may have turned them down, and they're not taking no for an answer. Sometimes it can be that kind of energy. This is how, for you to have the courage and the strength to be able to face your fears. This is a full-grown lion, and it's got its tail tucked under, which is showing that it's being submissive and allowing her to put her hand down its throat without biting her arm off. And this would be a very dangerous thing, but she is determined to face her fears. And a lot of times these can be fears that are left over from childhood. The infinity symbol on her head here represents if she faces her fears, then she'll be in her infinite potential, and she wants to stay on her path. So she's doing her best to do so. And then this is talking about, it's really a heavy burden. She's starting to really feel this load of being this person's lover, and feeling this energy. And it's almost like, going along, and all of a sudden you realize, man, instead of enjoying my life, I'm feeling like burdened by it. And I'm doing what I used to love to do, but now it feels like a burden instead of a joy. And it's kind of an energy that you can't really understand. This is, there's a saying that you can't see the forest due to the trees, and that's because you get caught up so much in the details. It just, like everyday details of just getting through the day and getting things done, because it seems like nothing's moving smoothly like it used to before you met this person. And this can be talking about, and the confusing part is there's a lot of benefits coming in. Like each of these wands is actions that, seeds that you've planted from your actions that are growing into, some of them could be heavy with the fruit of your labor, but some of them could be burdens that you're carrying for other people that, that you shouldn't be carrying. It's too much of a load for one person. So this is saying, like, if you're carrying burdens for other people, you need to put those burdens down, like right there in the field, and phone them up, and when you get back to your castle here, and say, you need to come and pick this shift up. I'm not looking after it for you anymore. This is saying, this card is saying a lot of times right before someone is about to be really successful and get their harvest home, they give up, and then someone else can swoop in and take it. And so this is saying, don't give up right now, keep going, and pay attention to what's going on around you here. And that might be when the Tower hits, basically. Then now look at this, the Page of Pentacles now is a grown, so this has been going on since you were probably sometime from a child all the way up to an adult. This is up to the age of 21, and this probably is at least another decade. So maybe someone who's in their 30s, the Knight of Pentacles, bringing in more information about this pentacle that you still haven't received. And why haven't you received it? There's something not quite right here. So this is talking about the, sorry, I banged the camera there. The Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving of all the knights. Like, he's almost at a standstill here. And he takes forever to come in with the information. But when he does, it's a solid offer. Now we're talking about, like, generational wealth here. We're talking about a legacy that you can hand down to your children and your children's children. So that's what this energy is about. Let's see, let's keep going. What's going on here? We have the King of Swords coming in now. So the King of Swords generally represents someone who's a master of, whatever they're doing. They're professionals. So it would be someone that doesn't work with their hands so much, but uses their mind. The swords in tarot represent the truth, and they represent your mental intelligence, your discipline of your mind. It's a double-edged sword, so it represents using your intelligence, like your logic, as well as your intuition, and then coming up with creative solutions with the two put together. This would represent someone that would be like using their mind, their thoughts. Now, your thoughts are expressed with words, and the words are either verbal or on paper. So this generally will be someone that has is really, really intelligent, well educated. This could represent the energy of a politician, someone that uses their words to earn their living. It could be a social media influencer, someone speaks for a living. This could represent a surgeon with the sword there, someone who's a brilliant surgeon, someone who's doing research, someone who's an inventor, that kind of energy, with maybe patents and that kind of energy. This could represent lawyers for sure, legalities. And if it's a lawyer, this would be someone that is a partner in the law firm, and it would be well established, someone that's at the top here. And so the King of Swords understands that words can be used as weapons, and they can also be used to uplift people, and that talk is cheap. So actions do speak louder than words. If you give your word and then you don't back it, then your word really is useless. And then we have the Ace of Cups coming in. So yes, there is this cup of love. Now, is this talking, this could be someone that you already are in a relationship, or this lover was sent to you, and maybe in this process here, sometimes this can represent a divorce lawyer, or the energy of someone cutting this off and saying, this relationship is now ending, because maybe the truth came in and you realize there's been some sort of justice coming in through the courts possibly, and you realize, man, this wasn't, there was something really fishy going on. I was right, and I don't want to be with this person anymore, or they leave you. And now it's giving you the opportunity for a new love to come in, one that's more in alignment with, because it's sitting right on your old energy. So that could be, maybe you asked for help from someone when you started to figure out the truth that something wasn't right here. And when you put your burdens down, this is another thing. When you are carrying burdens for other people, they can be really, really nice, And then when you say, I'm not doing that for you anymore. I'm done. I need to look after myself here. This is too much. You need to look after this shift yourself. I'm not doing it. Then their attitude changes, and that's when, okay, well, if you're not going to let me use you, then I'm walking away. And so I feel that's basically kind of what happened. And it's kind of like maybe there was some legalities or something involved. This can sometimes represent a divorce as well. So divorce lawyer, that kind of energy. And so then that allows you to meet your soulmate. Interesting energy. Okay. So yeah, this wasn't to satisfy, there was something very fishy going on here. I'm getting that it wasn't, it was a lot of work to be in this relationship. That some relationships are not 50-50. I mean, no relationship is 50-50 all the time. There's going to be times where one person maybe has to pull a little more weight than the other. But this was like you were the one who was pulling the weight in this relationship. And so when it was over, you may then, I don't know how much time goes by, but you meet someone. And this is like a divine gift from the Most High and from the universe collaborating to bring in someone, that it's a peaceful relationship and it's overflowing with love, and it's what you deserve for still staying on your path even through all this. Now this soulmate energy is an agreement between two people to meet at some point on a soul level. and satisfy the needs of the soul. So basically staying on your destined path, on your path of glory here, and really empowering each other. And it's really interesting because quite often a soulmate may be very different from your usual type, but when you get talking to them, you and they have had some really similar experiences in your life, even though you're very different. And then meeting this person is like, this is more like what you've always thought love was. This is like, this is how you pictured it, you know, maybe when you were young, if you fell in love with someone. This is the ultimate fulfillment in love. You know, where it's someone that you would like to be with, and that you know, marry, make a commitment, have children with. You can trust them to be a good father, a good mother, that kind of energy, and really wanting to have that. And so this is talking about ultimate fulfillment in a perfectly imperfect world. We don't live in a perfect world, so nobody's going to be absolutely perfect. So you're not perfect either. You're not meant to be. We're human. We're going to have our difficulties, but it's going to be very different from this energy where see the tower here? This person that you were with before, it was a shift disturber. Someone that was a walking contradiction, and they probably had some really good qualities about them which made it more confusing for you. But this card represents someone who likes to stir the pot, and they're, you know, you never know really what they're going to do next, kind of like they're, you know, a walking contradiction basically. This is looking back in the past. I feel like this is representing the relationship with them, that you always had to be thinking, what are they going to do next? Like, what's going to happen next kind of energy. And he's looking back over his shoulder because he needs to look over his shoulder when he's sneaking out of town like this. And he's got like 5 swords in his arms here and has these 2 planted. He's on tiptoe, but he's in broad daylight. So if this isn't a thief in the night, but it could be a thief, and this could be like white collar crime kind of energy. With the intellect here, you know, with this could be written word, like he could be in an office somewhere, you know, on a computer or writing, using documents, that kind of energy. So forgery, money laundering, that kind of energy, like white collar crime. And the thing is about this is that he's not looking where he's going, but he's moving forward, and he's got these 5 swords, and look how he's carrying them. Like, nobody carries swords like that. Like, why would you carry swords like that? Especially if you're not looking where you're going. If he trips, he could literally lose his hands here. These are very sharp. Like, I've never seen anyone carry swords like this before. And it's kind of saying, like, if he is willing to be that unsafe with his own energy, then he's not going to be any safer with yours. So this is not someone that, you know, like if you're having any involvement in that kind of energy, you want to make sure that you dot your I's and cross your T's. And you really look into anything you sign with this person, because they are, you know, they're not somebody that's on the up and up. And this energy here is talking, if you were in a relationship with someone like that, it ended up in disappointment. And the reason why this energy maybe is, it's almost like this energy is coming, sneaking back in, or trying, like, oh my gosh, like he really didn't think he would go after someone else. He really thought he had you, yeah, you know, under his control. And so he was playing games possibly, and he doesn't want you, he doesn't want to lose you, because you're his meal ticket basically. And he might be asking, like, you may have given him 3 chances in the past, and now he's, you know, just give me one more chance, I promise, I've changed, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, no, absolutely not. 3 strikes, you're out. I'm with my soulmate now. Leave me alone. That's the energy. I'm on a new journey. I'm at the 0 point. I'm about to leap off the cliff with my new lover. I don't, like, after being with you, I don't even, like, it's almost like, it's kind of funny here, because it's almost like, this person is, like they're not watching where they're going now either. So it's kind of like, but this is like having a leap of faith, and this is like sneaking off into, not even like into the night, because it's broad daylight. And this is funny too, because this card can also represent the 7-year itch, and the 7-year itch is like energy of it's an interesting phenomena that around, if people don't get divorced in the first year of marriage, then the next most popular time to get divorced would be in the 7th year. And for whatever reason, this is a phenomena. It's like statistically that people, if they're going to leave a marriage, that quite often they'll divorce after 7 years. And not only that, but if they purchase a home, that they will end up after 7 years not wanting it anymore. Or if they start a business, that they all of a sudden they'll just walk out on their partner or whatever. I'm done. I don't want to do this business anymore, even if it's successful. So it's just it's statistically this happens, and so this could be the kind of energy here. There's 7 swords here, and maybe you are with this person for quite some time. So it could be like, wow, like. The whole time you're wondering, like, what is this person going to do next? So if you're in a peaceful relationship now, it would be like being on a holiday. Judgment was called. Yeah, that's what's coming up. So and you see that's on this card, and you have to have the courage to let this person go. They probably have really like good qualities. Like they could be a lot of fun to be with, and when they're on, they're really someone that's really pleasant to be around. But when they're not doing what they say, and you end up having to pull the extra weight for them, and then when you say, I'm not doing it anymore, and they say, well, I'm going to change, and then the next thing you know, now you've got another wand. That's the kind of energy. So judgment has been called, and no, you're not going back. You're moving forward into the new. These aces represent new energy coming in. And so the Fool's you're on your journey, and judgment is being called over what happened here. So there could be some shift in the background here that you don't even know about that's going to come up. Sometimes, like the ancestors may have been your ancestors from the other side may have been trying to say, hey, you need to pay attention to this. They might have been trying to get your attention too. Or sometimes this can represent skeletons coming out of your family closet, Pandora's box being open, some sort of energy like that. But judgment is being called by the Most High, and it's like, no, it's time for you to get moving with someone that is going to empower you. This person probably did have the opportunity to be that person, but when they chose to maybe be in this energy instead and cause all these issues all the time, it was just it was time. It's just time. And so this is, yes, talking about feeling like you're now on, this person is on the top of the turret of their castle, and they're overseeing their domain, and they feel like a big fish in a little pond. He's got the world in his hands, but he understands that, if he went to a bigger center, perhaps he would be able to expand his horizons. And this can also be talking about someone like after this new lover comes in, now you want to get married and start a family, expanding in that way. Or it could be also, or an entrepreneur, say, that is wanting to franchise. That's what this energy represents quite a lot of the time. And he recognizes if he moves to a bigger center, he's going to be a small fish in a big pond. And he wants to take advantage of that opportunity and expand his business, expand the lifestyle, expand, everything basically. And then we have a character coming in here. Like there hasn't been any queens or kings. Like there's been this king. So I feel this was a divorce lawyer more though, to get out of this relationship. I feel like this is the new person coming in. The King of Wands, someone who's visionary. He's very sexy. He's considered very charismatic. His element is fire, so he has a lot of passion for life, and he likes to look forward and tackle new projects. So it feels like it's like this energy here, the fire energy. And this is talking about this energy. It's sitting on this divine gift and the soulmate energy. So I feel like this new energy coming in is the one that is you're destined to be with, to move forward on your path of glory. And then we have, there's all sorts of sirens all of a sudden here. So my cat's freaking out. You don't need to freak out. It's just sirens. Calm down. Come on. You come and sit here. It's all right. So this is the Nine of Cups coming in. So this is now like saying that you're highly favored to get everything you've always wished for. Whoa. What the heck is going on out there? You're right, Stella. Holy. Is there a fire or something, Stella? Meow. Okay, well, we're not going to worry about it. The fire alarm's not on in our house, so we're okay. Yeah, there's a lot of sirens out there. She's freaked out, like not like she's upset. She knows if there's sirens, she doesn't like it. So this is talking about the Nine of Cups coming in, and it's like you're highly favored to get what you've always wished for, but you're going to have to stay focused and not like lose, like not let anyone take you off your path. And I feel that's why the Judgment is called, like enough is enough. It's time to move forward. And so this is, you're, saying stay focused. You're highly favored to get what you wish for here, but you have to stay focused. And okay, this is the star energy coming in. So this is saying, yes, now like the North Star here is your guiding star for being on your path. And this is saying like you have your own unique quality. So we've got a star seed here and we've got an earth angel. So perhaps this came up in a couple readings ago, and it's been coming up. So there could be this energy in that, both of you have this star energy and you have special qualities. And maybe for whatever reason, when you bring those qualities together, it's a powerful combination. And so it's very much like this energy. She's got her right foot in the water. She's adding her own special qualities and pouring that out onto land. But this is more about bringing from the heavens, from the celestial down to earth in the galactic way. And this is more from a heavenly way. This is more spiritual and this is more physical. That would be the way I would put it. And we have a rebel with a cause energy coming in now. So this is talking about, this is fiery energy to get shift done. So this is some sort of communication coming in. Okay, something really amazing comes up, something both of you have been wishing for. And when you join forces, it feels like it could be something that's really powerful and something that you both can get really excited about. This is talking about the Knight of Wands represents, that fiery, passionate energy. He's got this red plume on the back of his helmet showing that he used to be really impulsive and, maybe had a bit of a temper there. And he's learned to rein those emotions and discipline his mind. And you notice that he is in this energy, like there's of discovery. So this is very much a Sagittarius energy, and the wand energy here usually represents like Leo, Aries, and Sagittarius energy. So it could be that kind of energy coming in. It's saying don't be impulsive though. Rein in your emotions and because it's excitement, right? And sometimes excitement can also be mistaken for anxiety. So, but this is definitely a passion for new discovery, something new, a new project that you can do together that you really empower each other. And you might be in two totally different fields, but just your energy together inspires each other, that kind of energy, like a muse almost. And then we have victory, yeah. So this passion for new discovery, and you see this energy, this is talking about the masculine and the feminine. And so she's also able to rein her energy in, and this puts her in a leadership role as well, because she is, this is a card of victory, and the people in the background there, those people might have been in competition for whatever position this was, maybe even with this king. There might have, he's the King of Wands is considered the sexiest of them all. And, this visionary energy that he has on the back of of his throne, he has like these salamanders in a circle and the lion, and this represents protection from fire because that's his element. But I saw a while back, a couple months ago, this face on there, and now I can't unsee it. And it's like the two eyes. There's a mustache almost here, and smoke coming out of the nose and mouth. And that could just mean like, the King of Wands is smoking hot, because he is. But he also is most likely the last one to mature. He might play the field for quite some time, because this energy can sometimes be like, if there's smoke, there's fire kind of energy. So he may have been playing the field and dating for a long time, and now he's just finally ready. And this could be people in the background saying, why did he pick you? Why, and you're like, well, why do you think I picked him? That kind of energy. But you're both reining in the excitement so that you discipline yourselves to get you're passionate, but you understand, like, you don't want to get all impulsive with this energy. It's a breath of fresh air, bottom line. That's what the Page of Swords is representing, the energy of this king. So this could be talking also that this energy here, and because we have two kings here, it could be that this energy met you while they were cleaning this mess up, and that is the energy of when they met you. They were in the process of maybe empowering you. Maybe you hired this lawyer, and you ended up he ended up getting in this energy where he's passionate about you now. And so now that you're together, but this is a breath of fresh air. This is saying the Page of Swords is, the reason he's not looking at his element is because he already knows what the question is. He knows what the thought is. He is looking for the answer now. And he understands that this is a double-edged sword, that he needs to use his intuition as well as his logic. So he's thinking outside the box and looking away from the question to find a more intuitive answer. And yeah, it's like having enthusiasm and that kind of energy. And we have here the Page of Pentacles representing some information coming in. And then eventually it does come in, but it could have been like 10, 20 years before this information comes in. This is probably from when you were younger. And then this is talking about this relationship you got into, and the truth comes out about the relationship, and you're like, no, I'm not putting up with that. And you're ending the relationship, and perhaps that's when you met this king, and now he has these two qualities here. Like he's passionate about you, and that comes up here after all of this energy is cleared up. And then we have this is something you've always wished for. You're victorious. It's a breath of fresh air, and to be passionate with someone, and not in anxiety though. So sometimes people confuse anxiety with excitement, because the responses, the physical responses, are very similar. But this is someone who also wants to be on their destined path. And so it's easy to communicate with each other. And that's the thing about soulmate energy, is that even though you might be really different and do totally different things, the energy is like you still have had a lot of life experiences that are similar. So you understand each other, puts you both on a new path together. And it's, yeah, I feel like this old lover maybe tried to come back in, and you're like, no, thank you. And the Hierophant is representing traditional structures. So this could represent that you end up getting married to the King of Swords. And it's funny if he's a divorce lawyer, because it's what's, it doesn't necessarily have to be that. It could have been there was some legalities from what happened down here with this shift disturber, because God, like, who knows what he was up to. We still haven't figured that out. And yeah, so the truth is that, you deserve this reward and that you're on your path. And that's really good that you use your discernment here. So, and that you're not willing to put up with any bullshit anymore, or cause any either. So for those of you that feel like, okay, this is good, I'm like, this feels like a really good reading, I like the breath of fresh air, I don't want to know anymore, I don't blame you. But I'm going to clarify for those of you who want clarification. If you're leaving the reading now, please do give it a like and comment if you've found it valuable, because it helps me build my channel. I really appreciate it. And for those of you who want further clarification, I'm using my Oracle Tales from the Vector, and that's TAILS from the Vector. I do have a website, talesfromthevector.com. And I started this back in 2007. In 2020, I completed all 64 paintings. Those paintings are listed in my on my website in the gallery, and the numbers on the cards here represent that energy. It's really funny when I'm shuffling these cards and I'm talking and getting ready to use them, this card almost always comes up, and it's transition. And that's when I know, okay, it's time to go, we're tuned in. So in the description box below, I'll put them in the order they appear here, and these numbers represent the paintings on the in the gallery if you're interested in looking. This energy is from the Intergalactic Federation of Light. So we do have, it's saying that there's going to be a tower on this energy coming in here. And this is what kind of gets the process going, where you end up meeting your soulmate. You have to meet them somehow. Trust your intuition. This is saying that, make sure that you stay on your destined path, because this is the path that is going to lead you to your glory. This is going to be careful. There's some energy here that could take you off your path, and you're going to end up having to deal with it. And even if you didn't go with this energy, they could be causing problems, because they might have sent someone in to get you to come on board, So the need to be right. Do you have to be right to be happy? Sometimes it's good to be right. Having said that, you don't want to make mountains out of molehills. And so in this energy, like if you're like, no, I know this is my destined partner, I know that I'm in love with them, I know they're in love with me, and the evidence is saying otherwise, then the need to be right is going to hold you back for sure. And it's a karmic space that we can all fall into. It can destruct things. It can destroy your progress, basically. And a lot of times people will say, oh, we're in it together, we're a progress in motion. But really, it's destructive for you and it's beneficial for them. It's that kind of energy. If you're carrying a lot of the burden of the relationship and you're carrying the weight of it, then it's going to take you down, And of course, for them, it's an energetic upgrade. But this is when the truth comes in, and the Hierophant comes in to bring you an energetic upgrade and to move you forward, because it's time. The timing is right. You've learned everything you can from this cycle, from this lesson, and it's time to move forward in a strong way. We have, yes, all the new coming in. New. At this time, as I'm doing this reading, we've had like, by the end of this month, we'll have 7 major planets that moved into the sign of Aries. It's just wild in the last year. And 4 of them in the last, 5 of them actually, and the moon at the end of this month will all be together in Aries, which is like the chances of this happening again in your lifetime are pretty much 0. It won't. And it could even take 3 generations before this energy ever comes back again. So this is about embracing the aces in your life. If you're in a situation where you're feeling an urge to do something new, and I've always wanted, you feel like I've got to do this. Listen to your intuition, because the astrological influences are so, it's just to have 7 planets plus the moon all in one sign like that, and now it's coming up in the reading. So I think it's important for you to recognize that the energy is very supportive of moving into new ventures with promising outcomes. And then we have the star energy, and that's saying we actually have 2 stars here. And that's what I was picking up, is like the soulmate is also on their path. And so you might not even be anywhere near doing the same occupation for a living or anything like that. You may live 2 totally different lifestyles when you meet, but when you get together, it's kind of like opposites attract, and it's a real strong, powerful couple. You know, they say opposites attract for a reason. And this is again saying this is the Hierophant coming in. This is a blessing in disguise. Everything that's happened here has prepped you for this energy that you're moving into. And sometimes it's really challenging to be in that energy, and you're wondering, why is everything so haywire? It's because you have some lessons that you need to learn to elevate you to this new understanding of what you want in your life. Like, what do you really, really want here? And then we have the Virgo energy coming in. Yes, analytical critique. When the horoscope signs come in, I just want to point out, I'm not talking about individual people here. I'm talking about the state of being of the signs. Like, we all have a little bit of every sign in us. If we don't have every sign, we have most of them. And so we can learn from all of these signs. We can learn about life and you know, pick up some information, and every sign has its strengths and weaknesses. So the Virgo energy is about real strong communication, and it's ruled by the sign of Mercury. And so this is also representing this energy right here. The Hermes. So this is representing health as well. So if you're healing from something, physically also, this can be a real healing energy on every level. And this is Virgos are very, very good at analytical critique. Like, they can see from a mile away when something is slightly askew and they will be able to point out, oh, the reason why that's happening is because of this. They're very good at that. They prefer to have things in order. And it's particularly like cleanliness is next to godliness kind of energy. They like to have their home life to be supportive of their business life by being like non-cluttered and in, you know, there's a place for everything and everything in its place kind of energy. And then we have the trauma queen energy. So this is, you know, sometimes people mistake, as I said, excitement for anxiety and anxiety for excitement. So sometimes people think that if there's no trauma in a relationship, there's no drama, that, oh, it must be a boring relationship. And the last place you want drama and trauma is in your in relationship with your significant other. You want to have passion, yes, but not drama. And so this is, I feel like this relationship that you were in, that you learned so much from, and that the Queen is just done with, this energy saying, I'm done with this, is, hey, I don't need drama in my life. Like, I've got enough on my plate. I can be, I have enough passion in my life, just like with doing what I want to be doing on my path. Like, I don't need drama to feel I'm not bored. That's the energy. So yeah, taking the shame off you. So degradation is a tactic as well as destruction. So it's not necessarily intentional, this energy here, but it's kind of like if someone doesn't have that in their life and you have it, they might like not even understand how can you be that dedicated to something, you know. And it's kind of like representing like that it degrades your energy. It's kind of like they look at you, is there something wrong with you? You don't want to go out to the bar every night and party. Like, what's wrong with you? You're still young, you know. And it's like, no, thank you. I would much rather just be here and doing my thing kind of energy. So we're moving into the age of Aquarius, definitely. We may have already, we're in the baby steps of it. You know, the age, each age takes 2,160 years. So we're moving from Pisces into the age of Aquarius. And this is more about being willing to experiment in small ways in your life and know, like, okay, so you tried out this relationship that had all the drama and someone that was totally maybe not in a like they wanted to be more like partying and that kind of energy. But now you're in a different energy. And you already experimented with this energy and it didn't go well for you. You didn't enjoy it. Maybe at first you did, but now you don't. Now you want to be in a calm relationship. So just trust that energy. And also the Capricorn energy is coming in here. So at the top, so we have quite a few horoscope signs to learn from. Well, just 3. So a lot of new happening. Saturn rules the energy of Capricorn, and Saturn energy is about being responsible. So this is seeing all the possibilities and the challenges. And Capricorn energy is like the mountain goat, is the glyph, but it has a dolphin tail. So imagine a mountain goat climbing a mountain, and it's determined. It takes consistent steps of action towards the goal to get to the top. And the one thing about it, not everybody wants to climb a mountain, but I'll tell you what, the people that do climb the mountain have the best view. So it's a breath of fresh air up there. I was at Machu Picchu, and I'll tell you that elevation is so high, you could just feel it in the air, like it was wild. And it was just so, the vibration was so different up there, like it was just incredible. And so it's kind of like you don't even have words to explain what that is, because it's just something that you've never experienced before, but it's really an incredible view. So that's kind of what this energy feels like to me. Reminds me of that energy, a real like wow, just all you can keep saying is wow, wow, wow. That kind of energy. It's a really awesome place to be. I do hope you've enjoyed this reading. Please give a like and comment if you have. It really does help me build my channel. I also enjoy hearing from you, and please do consider subscribing if you resonate. I really, really would be honored if you did so. Bye for now. I will have another daily reading for you again tomorrow.